students, welcome to your computer class. So as we are doing log on to exercise chapter 3, so we'll cover on the last 3 topics of this chapter. Okay, so let's get started to our class. So before starting our today's class, let's do a small recap of what we have done in our Tuesday's class. So if you can remember that in the last class that we have covered on the topic that the basic structure of a database. Okay, the structure of a database, it consists of the following elements. That is, the first one is tables. So under tables we have fields, records, and the data which is stored inside a table. Then we had the next element was queries. Okay, that means to extract information based on certain conditions. Then forms, okay, where we can view all the information in a table in the form of a form. Okay, and then at the same time we can get a printable format of that particular table, and that we get in the form of reports. Then we had gathered knowledge about what is Microsoft Access. It is the most popular and a powerful RDBMS, that is the Relational Database Management System, and it is called as relational because we can link the tables in Microsoft Access, and which is used for organizing and manipulating data. And in Microsoft Access, it organizes the data in the form of tables. Then lastly, we had covered on the topic of the different features of MS Access. So in MS Access, we can break large information into small parts. That means we can break a large part of information. Say for example, our personal details as our academic details. So if we combine both the details, a table may have a lot of number of fields. Okay, so in such cases what we can do, we can break the information, that is our personal details as well as our academic details, into different tables, and we can break a large information into small parts so that it becomes easy for us to access that information. Then data redundancy is reduced. So here duplication of data is reduced. So we can use a primary key, okay, which we'll come to know in our later classes. So in the next chapter, that using that primary key, okay, we can reduce the duplicacy of data. That means there will be less chances of entering the duplicate data, the same data again and again, and it increases the efficiency, the speed and flexibility in accessing information. So if we use MS Access, so it will increase our efficiency, okay, the speed and the flexibility in using and gathering that information for further reference. Then access facilities sharing of data. Now sharing of data means different users, as we have learned in our first class about the network, how computers can be connected, okay, using network. So same way in Access, the different users can share the same database. So these are the different features of MS Access which we had covered in our last class. Okay, so let's come to our today's class. The learning objectives of our today's session will be that we will have knowledge on the different components of Microsoft Access window. Okay, then we'll cover the topic, that is creating a blank database. Okay, how to create a blank database, a new database, and then how to create a table using templates, okay, which are predefined formats which you'll find in MS Access. And lastly, we will have knowledge on how to close MS Access application. So let's start. So our first topic is the different components of Microsoft Access 2010. So before learning about the various functions of Microsoft Access, so let us get familiar with the various components of Microsoft Access window. Here you can see on the screen there we have the Microsoft Access window. So the first bar, we call it as the title bar on top of the screen. So it is located on the top of the window and it displays the name of the current database. When you will save the database, the name will be displayed in the title bar. The next one we have is quick access toolbar. Okay, it is common and you will find in every window there of every application. This toolbar is present in the top left corner of the window, and it contains the most frequently used commands. Okay, the most frequently used commands, like for example, you can see here by default it has 3 buttons. That is, the first one is the save button, then the undo and redo button. The next one is the ribbon. So again it contains the various tabs, each written with several groups of relevant commands. As you can see, the whole bar is called as the ribbon, and some tab appears when we work with that certain objects, okay, like for example forms. So same way Such tabs we are called as contextual tabs. Okay, only when we work with that particular object. Then we have the navigation pane. So as you open Access, you will find on the left hand side the navigation pane, where you will find the different tables which you will create. So it displays the name of the different objects. Okay, not only tables, forms, reports, everything will be displayed. Queries, everything will be displayed in the navigation pane, which is on the left side of the Access window. Then we have the navigation buttons. So what is the navigation buttons? As we navigate. Okay, so as the name suggests, it helps in navigating through the different records. So the navigation buttons display the current record number in an object. That means on which record you are working, it will display that particular number. Then next we have is the object tab. So the objects that we have opened in a database will appear right above the work area. As you can see, it is written as table 1. That means we are working on table 1. So clicking on any tab will display the contents in the work area. As you can see there, a table is displayed as we are working on table 1. So in order to close the current tab, what we have to do is we have to click on the cross button on the right hand of the corner, as you can see on the right hand side. The next one we have is the status bar. Okay, so this bar is located at the bottom of the window. On its extreme left, it displays the name of the current view, and you can see on its right, it displays the 4 view buttons, which are the datasheet view, the design view, then we have the pivot table view, and lastly we have the pivot chart view. Okay, so these are the different view buttons which appears on the extreme left, and it displays the name of the current view on which you are working. Okay, so these are the different components of Microsoft Access 2010 Windows application. Then let's go to the next topic, that is how to create a blank database in Microsoft Access. Okay, so Microsoft Access allows us to either create a new database from a scratch or create a new database by using the pre-installed templates. So let's learn. So here we have creating a blank database. So Microsoft Access allows us either to create a new database from a scratch, that means, or to create a database by using certain pre-installed templates which are already inside the computer. So here Access provides many automated wizards, okay, through which we can make a database, tables, forms and reports. So one by one we'll cover as we follow up the classes. So here first step is how to open Microsoft Access. So how you are going to open Microsoft Access? It has to be installed in your computer, and then you have to go to click and then click on start, then all programs, and then Microsoft Office. And after clicking on Microsoft Office, you will find a Microsoft Access 2010. Just click there. As you click, the Microsoft Access 2010 window will open. So when Access opens, you will find the backstage view on the screen. So that screen view is known as the backstage view. And from there, we have to click on the file tab, as you can see, and select the new option. So from there, just click on the new option, and under the available templates section, you will find a blank database. Okay, and from there we have to select the option blank database. So as we select the blank database, we will get a blank database task pane on the right hand side that prompts us to create a new file. So accordingly, what we have to do is we have to specify the file name in the file name text box. Okay, what name we want to give to our database. So here you can see the file name is given as demo, and if required, you can also change the path from the browse button placed adjacent to the file name box. As you can see, a folder will be there. Just click there and you can change the path. And lastly, you have to click on the create button. So as you click on the create button, a new database will be created along with an empty table named as table 1. Okay, by default the name is written as table 1, which is displayed on the title bar. Okay, then a new tab, that is the table tools, will be now visible on the title bar. Then let us know certain fact. If you can please take a pencil and mark it in your textbook. So what are templates? Templates are pre-built database focused on a specific task, and this can be used instantly and can also be downloaded. Okay, so these are different templates which we use in database. So let us note that when we open a new or an existing database in our Office Access 2010, then what happens, the objects in our database, that is the tables, forms, queries and reports, etc., will appear in the navigation pane automatically, as you can see there. And in order to view the objects, we have to just click on the drop down arrow of the all access objects in the navigation pane. So as you can see on the screen there, the field tab is selected by default. So this is all about our how to create a blank database where we can enter tables in the form of we can enter data in the form of tables. Then let's go to our next topic, that is creating a table using templates. So as we have already learned that templates are pre-installed database objects in a which we find in MS Access. So let's start. So creating a table using templates. So one of the easiest way in order to create a table is to use a template. So here you can see, mark it in the textbook, it said that a template is a ready to use database, okay, that contains various types of tables, queries, or you can say forms, etc., okay, that needed to be perform a specific task. So for that, what we have to do is, again we have to click on Microsoft Access 2010 button, okay, on the desktop, and again the backstage view will appear on the screen, as you can see. And from there we have to now select sample templates just below the blank database, so under the available templates category. So as we click there, Access will display the list of all the available templates, and from there we have to select any template from the displayed list. So whichever you want, we have to just select it, and here we have selected the student template, as you can see. Then the student database tasks pane will appear on the right side, as you can see on the screen. And we have to specify, same way how we created a blank database, same way we have to specify the file name in the file name box. So just note that Access suggests a file name in the file name box, and also allows us to change it as per our requirement, okay. Then creating a template, again what we have to do, after giving the file name, we have to just click on the create button there, and Access will create the table, and it will open in the form view, as you can see there. And what you have to do is to just click on the datasheet view button on the right side of the status bar. As you can see, the datasheet view is clicked, and there you can see the datasheet view will open, and a new tab, form tools, will now be visible on the title bar. And from there what we have to do is we have to select the existing field buttons in the tools. So we don't have to do anything, already the options will be available in the tab, and we have to just select it. So the field list task pane will appear on the right hand side. So from there we have to just click and we have to select. So from there what we have to do is we have to just select the fields from the list that you want to include in the student list, that is in the table. So here you just click and drag, as you can see the mouse pointer, so just click and drag, and drag selected field to the table, and it will drop to the position where you want to insert, okay, where the insertion point will appear. So as you can see, by default ID is defined as the primary key, okay, of the student. Now what is primary key will come to know in the next class, in our next chapter. So let's know some more about more fact that what is a primary key. Here you can see a primary key is a sort of check, which uniquely identifies each record in a table. Okay, so practically we'll learn in the next class what is a primary key and how to define it. So if more than one field is combined to form a primary key, then that key is known as a composite key. Okay, so a primary key field cannot have repetitive values. Repetitive values means two same data cannot be entered in a primary key and it cannot be left blank. Let's know some more fact. So the datasheet view, okay, which please underline all this let's know more which you will find in your textbook. The datasheet view allows you to enter data in a table and it looks like a Excel spreadsheet. So only in datasheet view you can enter data, okay, in the form of table in MS Access, and that view looks like a Excel MS Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so this is how you create a table using templates. So let's come to the next topic, that is how to, after using MS Access, how to close this application. So how to close? So after we finish the work in MS Access, we have to just click on the close the database option, as you can see in the file tab. To just click there, okay, to close the current database. Or what we can do is, in order to close the Microsoft Access application, we have to click on the file exit option. Okay, just click on the close button here and you will come out from MS Access application. So there is a small tip here, please underline in your textbook, that it is always advisable to mention a short file name that relates to the information you store in your database. Okay, that's it. The file name which you give to a database should relate to the information you store in that particular database. And in order to quit Microsoft Access, the shortcut key is Alt plus F4 key. Okay, combination. Please mark it and keep it. You may get a question from here. Okay, which is the shortcut key to quit or close Microsoft Access. That is, the answer is you have to press Alt plus F4 key combination. Okay, so this is all up to here today's session. So let's do a small summary of our today's class. So we had covered the different components, the various components which consist in a Microsoft Access window. That is the title bar, the first one. Then we have the quick access toolbar. Then we have the ribbon, the navigation pane, the navigation buttons through which you can move throughout the table in order to see the data, then the different object tabs, and lastly the status bar. Then we had gathered knowledge then how to open MS Access. We have to just click on the start, all programs, Microsoft Office, and from there we have to click on Microsoft Access 2010. And from there, under the available template section, we have to just select the blank database option, and then we have to specify the file name in the file name text box. And lastly, we have to click on the create button. So a blank database will be created. Now, what is a template? Please underline in your textbook that a template is a ready-to-use database, okay, which already contains various types of tables, queries, forms, etc. Okay, which are needed to perform a specific task. We don't have to write anything. We have to just select and drag it to the main menu. Then in order to close Microsoft Access application, we have to just click on the file and exit option. Okay, and the shortcut key is Alt plus F4. So this is all about our today's class. Okay, so we have end up the chapter here. Okay, our chapter finishes over here. So after this video, I have some home assignment for you. Some to define certain following terms which are given in Google Classroom. Please check it and do it, and at the same time keep learning. Thank you. Have a nice day.